Hello everybody, I'm Raphael Perry and it's time for some more Wizardry 8. And if you're thinking, I don't recognise 3/4 of these characters, you'd be correct. This is the graveyard, where last time
This will be good practice.
we had some technical issues. Let's go deal with all these ghosts and then I'll talk you through what happened. Because for some reason the capture software just froze. Audio was going just fine, but visual just stopped completely. So I'm going to do this fight again and then show you around this area, show you what I did last time. Or most of it. Depends what I remember. Right. Let's start with a nice big bless spell. What else do we need? Might as well.
Okay.
And we'll let them come to us for now. We do want to get the spellcaster at the back. These Trini spirits are pretty dangerous. In fact, they're not that tough, but they can do some very hard-hitting attacks. The spellcaster at the back is not like the fireball casters from the other encounter. This one is likely to be hitting us with lots of debilitating conditions.
Oh my!
Yeah, that's pretty debilitating. So scared she passed out from fear. And this party doesn't have the Cure Lesser Condition spell, so I'm just going to have to suffer on through it.
Okay.
I want to let them get closer before... hang on. Do we have... smelling salts? Excellent. A much better use of our time.
Okay.
Now this party is very light on spellcasters, but I do have a samurai. Gonna go turn undead. And let them all come in to fight us. And get shocked. I'm not sure if it's a cone or a circle, but it's a really helpful ability. The Spirit of the Siege at the back there might be just out of reach. It's okay. She healed herself. She wasn't even hurt. So the samurai has the ability to unleash a series of rapid attacks. It's pretty much what you'd expect in Wait, did I do nothing? Oh, she was too scared. Well, we'll have to hope she finds courage next time.
I feel somewhat restored. Okay.
Fortunately, I had a spare save with an alternate party which I could use to demonstrate this area. And the ghost is closer. I'm not sure she's close enough, but I hope she is. Please don't be too scared this time. Hey, looks like she was too far away.
That's a relief.
Right, let's
Okay.
continue with the kinetic energy. Too far out.
Okay.
That's a waste, isn't it? Oh, really? Okay.
Okay.
Oh. Tone it down. Tone it down.
Okay.
Level 2 should be enough.
Oh my!
Oh, there goes that spell. Not wasting power now.
That's a relief.
Okay, we're going to charge.
It will be done.
Oh, she's coming. That helps us. We might not move very far at all. Excellent. Oh no!
You said it. It is so. Oh, much better.
Alright, here we go.
If you say so.
I am no longer afflicted.
I think I kicked it.
I feel somewhat restored.
Yeah, we can just go this next round. Oh, okay. That'll take a bit longer then.
That's a relief.
That's more like it. If you say so.
Let's get a bit of stamina back here.
Okay. Moved. Absolutely right. Is that car?
So that is a set encounter that always occurs around the gates of the cemetery. Now let's go inside. Inside, initially, there's only really one enemy.
That's better.
I spent a lot of time walking around the paths, but I'm going to map it out for you so you can see it.
Well,
I also
thank goodness
walked.
that's behind me. Feel like
Okay,
myself
Vi.
again.
I also walked around the outside wall because the back wall has a treasure chest outside it. I'm not going to necessarily go and show you exactly where that is now, but it'll be pretty obvious on the map at some point. Now, there's one enemy in there, so there's another larger enclosure around the back here. And once that enemy has been defeated, or possibly slightly before it has, more will begin to appear in this area around the graveyard. And this would be the mummy that I said looks like he's an Iron Maiden fan. You'll know what I mean when you see it. Or, well, because I'll blatantly point it out. Also, all of these pillars look very similar. That's intentional because there is a secret. And the chest is about here on the other side of this wall. I shall endeavour to show you the secret, but it'll be a tough one, because it's blooming difficult, to be honest, and additionally extremely challenging for the current party level in some regards. Not many, but some. Right, so we have these double gates leading into this part of the cemetery with many tombstones, monoliths. Oh, hello. Here we go.
This little dust-up will be no
Now,
problem.
when this creature draws close, it's the bandage over the eye and the sort of vaguely ET-shaped head that makes it look like the zombie from Iron Maiden. Let's get that bless spell
I'm
up.
on it.
Go with an
If you
attack
say so.
and let it come. There. Well, it's not a bandage over one eye. In this case, it's kind of melted, sagged flesh. But it's really got that Iron Maiden zombie look to it. At least to my mind. Now, this mummy is a bit like the sun, in that it can also produce a large number of attacks. Oh, really? A disease? We'd better keep fighting then. I will go for the lightning rod. And I'm not sure that it's vulnerable to any particular kind of energy. Lots of immunities, obviously, because, yeah, disease, poison, sleep. Look, it's dead. It doesn't care about those things. Fear hasn't got a, it doesn't care. It can paralyze and probably the disease we gathered. Ooh. It's blinded. That's a good start. Just cast that again. We should tackle it this round. Uh-oh.
Agilasta.
Just try shoot it before it runs. Ah! Now we must give chase.
It will be done.
And shoot again. Uh-oh. Okay, we got a chance here. It clearly wishes to continue its undead existence. We're on the brink of losing our gadgeteer here. We need to try and head it off.
Okay.
Don't you, oh, you... There we go. Excellent. Oh, come on! There we go. And here we can gather the mummy dust that is required for one of the special items the blacksmith can make. Next up...
Object. Something useful. Something useful. Object.
Plenty of items, I'm not going to bother picking them up. And this hanging thing here. I'm aware that there's something we can do here that causes it to fall down into the blazing fire pit and be gone. But I can't remember what it was. The desiccated form hanging above the pit appears to be quite dead, yet it still exerts some kind of malevolent hold over the entire graveyard. Cautiously, you reach out a hand to touch the thing, but your hand passes right through it. Clearly, this evil spirit has no physical form. And then down here there's a skull and a musical instrument. There's also a chest back here. I did open the chest. Now out here is where things get complicated. In order to access the secret retro dungeon, we need to find, I think it's 6 tombstones bearing secret markings. There's one. We press it, we hear a sound, we see no difference. But as we move away, we'll be able to see that it now casts a bit of blue light. A very, very faint blue light. And these are incredibly hard to find. I will now go back to the other save because I didn't find all of them. But you've now seen pretty much everything I did last time. So there we go. To make it more infuriating, I can't remember which ones I found and which ones I haven't, so I'm going to be looking for everything. I do remember one is in an awkward place. Now, most of them have their marking on this side. There's one. There's roughly one in each of the 4 corners. One has its marking on a different side, however. I see one all the way over here. So that is number 2. I don't seem to be able to interact with this one, so I must have already done it. Okay. One of them has it on this side. And there's a sneaky one just down here, so that's 3. Just remember, one's got it on this side. That would be this one here for 4, which I've apparently already done. And I think there's one about halfway along the bottom here. And a 6th one somewhere. Oh joy. If I've found all of these correctly, I can then approach this pillar and use an item. Someone here has a dagger. I pick up the dagger like this. I leave the inventory and I go dunk. The dagger has now been thrust into the pillar and cannot be recovered. Miles is now lacking a weapon. We should give him a weapon. A mangosh is an offhand weapon, so what we're going to do is go to 2K and we have a something, don't we? And then we give this sword there. So now everyone still has a weapon. Excellent. So with this done, we have now unlocked the Retro Dungeon, which the combat challenges for Retro Dungeon are about approximate for a party of this level, maybe a few levels higher. There are a number of locked doors, and the locks are incredibly challenging. So I'd like to improve our lockpicking skills before I go in there. To access the Retro Dungeon, we go out of the graveyard, all the way out, and we see monsters approaching. Oh great. They appear to be headed away, bats, but I think that it looked like I saw them wheeling round to come back for us. So I'm just going to leg it round here, round the graveyard, to the southeastern corner, where something new will have appeared, which was not there previously. I didn't bother going there with the party to show you it wasn't there, because of the amount of time it would have taken to walk around the outside of the graveyard. So now we have this fairy ring of large colourful mushrooms. If I step into that, I will be teleported into the retro dungeon. Why don't we save once more for old time's sake? Just so I can show you what it's like in the retro dungeon. And down along there is the open chest that we have plundered. The retro dungeon is incredibly... it's challenging, but not necessarily combat difficulty challenging. Entering dungeon.
I'm with you.
So the first thing you'll notice is the incredible darkness. The retro dungeon is made on a grid with obvious lines delineating the edge of every single square. Our light is limited to only one square in any direction, and we cannot see any further. This is intentional.
With pleasure. I'm on it.
Oh, that's not good. Double not good.
Oh, that hurts.
Okay. I mean, the clue was in the name there, really, wasn't it? 300 and... wow. Yeah, we hit a hard encounter. Don't think we're going to get very far. If we look at the map in the retro dungeon, it's very, very dark. We shouldn't be able to look at the map in combat anyway. Yeah, time to reload. So, not only is the retro dungeon on a very square grid, but it wraps around. If you walk off one edge of the map, you appear on the opposite square on the other edge of the map, because they couldn't, you know, they're replicating the way that old school retro dungeons didn't bother to program the edge of the map. It's like, oh, you're still moving in that direction, well, you must be able to keep moving in that direction, so we'll put you over on the other side of the screen, you know. So it wraps around, so it's like a ball, almost. And there's one square which is automatic death if you step in it, because apparently it's a joke about how some old school dungeons in computer games would have holes in the dungeon that would just kill you if you just stepped in them because they didn't exist. Joke about bad programming, as it were. There's a way to teleport out of a retro dungeon. You need to kind of like play through the whole thing. And there's a lot of bats.
With pleasure.
Understood.
But yeah, so it's challenging. I've faced a few encounters in there after saving at the end of the last episode, and I did pretty well. But I didn't run into those scorchers. So monsters do spawn in the dungeon. There are random monsters, there are also set encounters. And there's a kind of final encounter to defeat a special ghost or something that lets you get out of the dungeon. It's a nice fun little side thing. It plays differently. Many of the doors are locked, and the locks have like 7 or 8 tumblers. And if you remember how the lockpicking works in this game, every time you manipulate one tumbler, it has a chance to undo all the others and reset them based on the percentile lockpicking skill. 7 or 8 tumblers is just a nightmare waiting to happen. Just like this large amount of bats. Yep, ice balls are coming. In the meantime, we're going to have to fight our way free a bit. And we're going to have to get Miles... So we're going to have to get everyone some better equipment. 2K can use a spear for a bit? Sure.
pleasure.
Well, judging by the sounds coming from the front room, my services are needed, so what I'm going to do then is just pop us back to here and end the episode. I'll obviously have to face those on the way out. If I'm able to start again, I'll resume, but I think I'll just leave this one separately here as a what really happened in the graveyard episode. Hope you enjoyed this one, and see you all soon in the next one. Bye for now, everyone.